Hi, this is Amy Bear with EdibleTerrace, and I wanted to show you how to print off the two-sided greeting card because there's a little bit of a nuance to doing it. So I'm in Adobe Reader right now, and here is page 1, and then over here you can see page 1 and page 2, and here is page 2. So let me go back up to page 1. And these right here, this is where you're going to cut the card after it's finished, and I will go into that next. So I'm going up to File, and I'm going to Print. Here are the two little nuances that we want to make sure we do in order to confirm that the card will print out exactly the way we want it to print out. First, we want the scale to be at 100%. If I go to fit, take a note over here in this previews window. If I go to fit, it kind of looks to me like it shrinks down a little bit. It does shrink down a little bit. So I'm going to go to custom scale and I'm going to make it 100%. I also noticed that actual size looks the same, but you'd have to confirm that on your computer, right? Then the other big one is that we want to print on both sides, and then you don't want to print on long edge. We want to print on short edge. So flip on the short edge, which means it'll flip over your paper in the copier this way to ensure that the inside of the card shows up on the right side on the inside and not flipped upside down. And of course, we're printing in color, so I'm leaving this alone. And custom size. Okay, and now we're going to print. And then I will see you in the very next little section. Now we're going to cut the card. So here are the cutting edges, and they're really faint on purpose so that if you don't get it exactly right, that they won't stand out. Here, hold on, I have a little piece of, I've been doing some experimenting on this, all of this. So this is going to go under here. I picked up this paper slicer on Amazon because I cannot cut anything straight to save my life. And I'm going to sidetrack a minute. I meant to mention the kind of paper that I bought for this. So here's the paper I bought. It is a 80-pound paper, and the reason I bought this particular kind was because I checked and I wanted to make sure that my printer could handle it. And I have an Epson printer, so I looked it up and I could see that that was its max. And so, but this 80-pound paper is really nice and makes a really nice feeling card. Okay, now I have my little slice down here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut off this size here. Let's see if that worked. It did. Okay. And then I'm going to do this side here. Make sure it's lined up properly. Hold on, hold on. It feels a little bit, yeah, see. That would have been so much easier in the beginning, huh? Okay, there we go. Now, okay, card done, voila. I have been experimenting a lot with how to print this card out and then fold it properly. And so I've got my one of my sewing rulers right here. You want to fold at 5 inches. So at basically here, let me get this over a little bit, because I would like this to be as exact as I can make it. Let's go back here to the sewing ruler. Beautiful. Okay, so right here. And so I'm totally doing this upside down. I acknowledge that. So let me do this while it's in here and I'll show you what I've done. This paper cutter came with these folding edges. It's some kind of a crafting, scrapbooking thing. If you don't have one of these, don't sweat it. I picked this up because I knew that I was going to really be experimenting with these. But see what it did? It put this nice fold in. Can you see that right there? To make it easier to bend it. And fold it over nicely. Let's see how the back looks, just in case. Okay, yeah, the back doesn't look bad at all. It's not perfect, but neither am I. So we're just going to leave it like that. So now this folds over, and then you have this really nice card to give to your gardener.